Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Gemma Springer and I'm a third-year medical student, born, raised, and currently studying in the Caribbean. And on this channel, I document my journey throughout med school. I do want to do residency in the US and I'm currently preparing for the Step 1 examinations. So if you're interested in following me throughout my journey, do hit the subscribe button so you will be notified every single time I upload a video. So guys, I am so excited to be making this video because I haven't filmed, well I have filmed, I just haven't uploaded any videos in a while because, you know, the whole studying for Step 1 thing, plus I'm on my rotations and it's been so hectic trying to balance both, so I haven't had the time, or I haven't really made the time to dedicate to YouTube. Hopefully, you know, when Step 1 is done and that's all over, I will definitely be able to post more videos for you guys, so I'm looking forward to that. But I really wanted to make this video because I know the third year students are going back to school soon and this is the time to start preparing for clinical rotations to get every single thing that you need. And if you are not even going into third year and you're a first year student or second year student, this can benefit you because instead of having to buy everything at once, you can gradually buy what you need. So here behind me I have every single thing that we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm going to break it down into things you need and things you don't necessarily need but will make your life easier, and also things that you need but they're options. So yeah, let's start off with the things that you definitely need. The first thing that you definitely need, depending on which school you go to, you're gonna need a white coat. And I have one because my school requires one. So we would wear our normal dress wear and then throw our white coat over it. You can have up to how many of these as you would like. I have about 5 because here in the Caribbean it can get pretty hot, so I don't want to have to rewear the same one that I wore the previous day, so I have a different one for each day. So yeah, have a white coat, have as many pockets as you possibly can because you're going to need them. I have 1, 2, 3 pockets, but what I realized that I didn't even think of until I saw others with it was that you can have inside pockets. I saw some students have inside pockets as well, so they were able to store way more things than I could have, which is just super awesome. So that's one thing that you will need. Another thing, and yeah, we're gonna start with clothes first. So another set of clothes you're gonna need are scrubs. So I have multiple pairs of scrubs, but you can also decide how many you want to get. But yeah, just a comfortable pair of scrubs as well as an under scrub because in the OR gets pretty cold, okay? It is cold, so you're gonna want to get an under scrub with obviously long sleeve like this. They're typically in this like stretchy jersey-ish material and they do its job to keep you nice and warm in the OR. Okay, so moving on from clothes, those are pretty much like all the clothes you need. Apart from like your everyday wear, like obviously you're gonna wear clothes. Okay, yeah, moving on. Okay, so we're still in the category of things that you will need. However, we're done with clothing in terms of the white coat and the scrubs. We're moving on to items. So the first thing that I want to mention is your stethoscope, and I think this is probably one of the things that medical students are most excited for, to get your own stethoscope. It's like just that accessory that makes you feel like, oh, you're finally part of the medical profession. And yeah, so you're gonna need a stethoscope. I have a video talking about the one that I have. This is the Littman Classic 3. I did get mine engraved and this is in the color Caribbean blue with the rainbow finish. I have a video that I will link below and in the cards above, so you can go check it out in case you want to get the same one or just see overall what the stethoscope is like and what it comes with and everything. So yeah, you're gonna need your stethoscope. You're also going to need a pen light. This is going to come in useful for your examinations when you do them like in internal medicine, so it's really useful to have a pen light. The next thing that you're going to need, and you're going to find that all of the things that you definitely need are more so for your physical examinations. Another thing that you're going to need is a reflex hammer. This is the Queen's Square reflex hammer. This is not the one that they use in the US. Like the one they use in the US is that triangular shaped one that has the triangular shaped head with the short body. I'll put a picture here so you know what I'm talking about. But at my school we use this, and they will not accept it if you don't use this, because we use the British system. Okay, we use the British system, so this is what we use. And if you go to my school, just letting you know, this is what we use. Okay, this is by Prestige Medical. I will list every single thing that I have here if I can find it. If it's still available, I will link where I got it from down below, so you won't have to be searching for these things. Okay, yeah. You're also going to need tuning forks. This is essential for your sensory examination, and the one you're going to need the most is the 128 hertz tuning fork. This one we use all the time, but the tuning forks tend to come in a pack of 3, so mine came with the 512, the 256, and the 128. The 128 is the one we use, so just make sure that whichever one you buy, it has the 128. The next item you are definitely going to need is a measuring tape. This is also useful for your physical examinations, because when you, for example, palpate or percuss for the spleen, you're going to have to measure it. So yeah, it's definitely advised that you get a measuring tape, especially one that retracts, so it just makes things go faster, you know? So yeah. Okay, so it seems like we're moving pretty quickly, which is good because I don't want to make this video too long. We are at the final item that I think is necessary for starting, or well, just being in the healthcare profession, period. And that is a really, really good pair of shoes. Now, you're going to be on your feet not all day, but you're going to be on your feet a lot, and it's going to hurt, especially just starting. It's going to be very, very painful. So just make sure you get a really, really good pair of shoes. And the pair of shoes that I have are the Birkenstocks Prof Birkie Clogs. I really wanted clogs because they cover your feet very well, and the material is I think polyurethane. That way, if like any bodily fluids get onto it, it won't soak through and touch my feet. So yeah, I think it's really, really good to get a pair of shoes that encloses your feet and is also very comfortable. One thing I love about these shoes, and kind of the main reason I went with this type of shoe as opposed to other brands, is because of the footbed, which is common to this brand. The footbed is like this, and it takes the shape of your foot. So it comes not looking like this, okay? So it comes like all flat, so it doesn't have these marks, but then as you continuously wear it, it takes the shape of your foot, which allows it to be very, very comfortable. At the beginning, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most comfortable at the beginning, but as you break it in, it becomes the most comfortable shoe you will ever wear. I guarantee it. But yeah, if you don't want to spend the money on this shoe, I do still recommend you get clogs because they cover your feet very well. And if you're like me and you have the fear of bodily fluids touching your feet, please get clogs. There are plenty of other brands that sell clogs, and if you are interested in having a footbed like the Birkenstocks, but you don't want to spend money on the Birkenstocks, there are also insoles that are sold online that take the shape of your foot as well. I have a pair, but unlike the Birkenstock footbed, they get old, and so you do have to replace them. So just take that into consideration. So now we are done with the necessities. We're going to move on to something that I think you definitely need, but there are multiple options. So depending on the type of person you are, whether you are a techie person or you are a more of a paper person. When you're on rounds, when you're in the hospital, you're going to take lots, depending on the type of person you are, you're going to take a lot of notes. And if you are a pen and paper person, it is really good to have a notepad and some pens. You don't want to get really expensive pens, because if a doctor asks you for a pen, I'm letting you know now, you're not getting it back. I made that mistake once because I told myself, well, at that time I felt really generous, and I was like, okay, there's no way like somebody could actually do that, right? Like they're gonna give it back. Like that's just the common courtesy. But no, they forget and they never give you back your pen. So don't waste your money getting expensive pens, or if you do want to get your expensive pens, get cheap pens as well that you don't mind lending to other people, because I guarantee you will not get it back. So yeah, if you're a pen and paper person, get a notepad, get some pens. I recommend a small notepad that you can fit into your pockets or carry along with you. Please don't get a big able notepad that's just gonna be too big to carry everywhere and be uncomfortable. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Also, if you are a paper person and you like to use free paper, it is good to have a, what is this called? Clipboard. Right, it's good to have a clipboard, especially one that opens. So we get lots of papers, okay, during this time. So it's good to have something, even if you're not a paper person, it's good to have something that you can store all these papers in and keep them looking nice and fresh and not crumbly. And if you're not a paper person and you're somebody who writes on your iPad, it is totally fine to write on your iPad in the hospital or type on your phone. I've never experienced a case where doctors didn't feel it was appropriate to write on the iPad or type on your phone. I haven't met a doctor like that. I have heard on YouTube from others that it's best to write, but I've never experienced that. So if you, again, are coming to the university that I attend, which is University of the West Indies, Mona, it is totally fine if you want to forego the pen and paper and type on your phone or write on your iPad. And if you're going to write on your iPad, I highly recommend getting a case like mine. I think this is the most versatile case ever because it not only encloses the iPad completely, but there are also pockets inside the case. So I have a pocket here that I can put papers, and I also have another pocket here that I can put papers, and I have a place here that I can put credit cards or like just random things. And I find this to be super cool. It's very, very protective. So, like, yeah, I just really find this to be so cool. So when I saw it online, I just definitely had to get it. So now we've moved from things that you need but have options to things that you don't necessarily need, but it will definitely make your lives a whole lot easier. So the first thing I think is a pocket book, an MD pocket. I can't find this online because I got it from a university. However, there is one that is similar that I will link below, and it basically has everything you're gonna need to know on the wards, just like quick facts. So how to take a history, questions that you're gonna have to ask for your review of systems, the cranial nerves, dermatomes, all that stuff is in here. And oh, it also has the Snellen's chart on the back, which comes in very, very handy. However, there is an alternative to this. If you have Amboss, you don't need this, I'm telling you. Amboss has updated so much that it is pretty much a handbook on its own. If you download the Amboss app on your phone, trust me, you can search through it so quickly and pull up any information you need, and you will not need this. So if you have Amboss, it does not really make sense to me to spend the extra money to get this, because it can pretty much do the same thing. The only thing that you will most likely have to get if you don't get this is to purchase a separate Snellen's chart. The next item that you definitely don't need but will make your life easier is to have a history notebook. Now this changed my life, okay? Before, I would take my history on like paper or on my iPad and have to think of every single thing that I need to do next. So like, okay, yeah, I have the presenting complaint, then what comes next? Oh, the history of presenting complaint, then what comes next, then this, then that. And don't even ask about the review of systems. Oh my gosh, there are so many questions you have to ask in the review of systems, and it can honestly be so daunting when you're just learning how to take a history for the first time. So having a history notebook definitely helps. So let me just briefly show you how each page in this notebook is laid out. So at the top here, you write the patient's age. You can also use this space here to write the demographics, and then you have this enormous space here to write their history of presenting complaint and their presenting complaint. And it also gives you a little tip here about what you should be looking for in your history. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly, but that's what it's saying right there. And it also gives you these boxes to write their past medical history, past surgical history, any medications they're on, their family history, allergies is down here, social history is here, and then you have all the questions you need to ask for the review of systems. So for each system, it has each symptom, and you just tick it off as you ask the question. And honestly, I just find this to be so useful. There's also a section that you can tick off your examination findings, place any positive exam findings, state your differential diagnosis, place your summary, your assessment and plan, as well as your SOAPs. I really wish that I knew this existed, because I would have bought it from like the beginning, but hey, at least I have it now. Next up is a stethoscope case. This is something you definitely don't need, but if you are an organization freak, this is something you're gonna want. It's a case where you can like pretty much put everything in. So all my equipment goes in here. My stethoscope, my pens, as you can see, pencil, gloves. My stethoscope goes in here, my tuning forks go in here, my retractable measuring tape goes in here, my pen light. So everything that I need, like all my equipment, goes in here. And then when I get to the hospital, then I would like pin them on me. So yeah, that way they aren't like just roaming around freely in my bag, which we're gonna talk about next, which I love. I am so glad I got this bag. Oh my gosh. So okay, I highly recommend getting a bag that is going to fit all your items. Now, you can skip over this if you are not into fashion. However, if you are a fashionable girl and you don't want to have to wear a backpack, you can look for a stylish bag that holds everything. Most students I see carry backpacks. However, I'm sorry, you will not catch me with no backpack. No, okay? I need something that will complement my outfit, and so a handbag is the way to go. You don't have to like look for a hella expensive bag. You really don't. But you can get one that is stylish and fits everything. It can hold my laptop. It can hold my water bottle. There are actually pockets, but like, okay, I don't think I'll be able to show you. Oh, I should do a what's in my bag video. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. But yeah, every single thing, I kid you not, can fit in here. If you are someone who likes to cook their own meals and bring it with them, feel free to get a lunch bag. It's a very convenient way to store your food instead of having it mixed up with everything else in your bag. However, there are times when I just put my food in my bag because yeah, it's that big, I can carry my food. But you can carry a lunch bag that is specific for any snacks or food you may bring, including your water bottle, which actually came with the bag. I highly recommend getting a water bottle. That way you can carry water with you, because you don't want to become dehydrated because of clinical rotations, okay? It happened to me, it happened to a lot of my friends, and yes, I had my water bottle, but I still got very much dehydrated. So if you can bring like 2 water bottles, that is really good. Or get like one of those really big water bottles. I do have one that is bigger than this, but I really wanted to, you know, bring the pair together. So yeah, definitely get a water bottle. And we are at the end. So the final things that I think you should get are a small bottle of hand sanitizer and a small bottle of hand cream. These two, definitely. Hand sanitizer because yes, the hospital has hand sanitizer. However, it's just really good to have your own. That way you can sanitize whenever you want, especially if you're in a situation where the room you're in doesn't have any hand sanitizer. Plus, it's just super cool to carry hand sanitizer so that if you're in a situation where no one else has hand sanitizer, you can offer them hand sanitizer, because everyone needs hand sanitizer, especially in these times. Yes, walk with your hand sanitizer. And because you'll be using so much hand sanitizer, I guarantee your hands are going to get super dry. Okay, you're going to get super dry hands. So it's good to walk with a little bottle of hand cream, because you don't want to have a broken skin barrier in a hospital. So yeah guys, these are all the things that you will need, or all the things that will just make your lives so much easier when you start your clinical rotation. If you are about to go into 3rd year and start your clinical rotations, let me know down in the comments below. I am so excited for you. I wish you all the best. I know you must be ecstatic because, you know, sitting down for the past 2 years was probably so boring to you, and now you're going into the hospital in the world of the clinical rotations. And if you are not in 3rd year as yet and you're still in 1st and 2nd year, do take the time to gradually buy these things. That way you don't have to spend a whole lot of money at once. So guys, I really hope this video helped you out in letting you know the things that you will need to get before you start your clinical rotations. And that is the end of this video. However, I do want to give a little update for my subscribers. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that we're in a different location. This is not my usual background, and that's because I have moved. Yes, I have filmed a moving tour, but I don't know when that will come up. But I really want to get this video out first. So yeah, that will probably come later and after this video. But yeah, that's why you're seeing a new background. I have moved. Also, I am still very much studying for step 1, and that's why you haven't seen me posting videos as much as I would have loved to. It's just really hard balancing both step 1 studying and clinical rotations. However, 3rd year is coming to an end very soon, and we're gonna get like 3 weeks of break, I believe. So I'm going to not have much more time to do YouTube, but more time to dedicate to step 1. I have also pushed back the date of my exam, so I'm no longer taking it in June. I'll be taking it in August. And yeah, so that's just a really quick update for you guys. If you are still watching this video and you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you will be notified every single time I upload a video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!